Welcome back, everyone, to SpeedConline 2022, where George is now ready to show you Touhou 6. I probably immediately butchered that name, and I am sorry, but Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. Remember, we are raising money for Save the Children, so please do get your donations in. But right now, George, the floor is yours, so please take it away.
Thank you so much, Shayna Talley, and hello everyone, I am George. Sorry about my clipping a little bit here. I'll just adjust that quickly. Yeah, we'll be playing some Touhou 6 here, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. This is the first PC game in the Touhou series. Before that there was a Windows game. Before that there were some PC 98 games. For those who remember that, the good old, that very, very old Japanese PC that Zune developed for. But yeah, this is the first PC game. We're going to be playing on hard difficulty. We're going to be doing it without bombs, and I may or may not need a couple of continues because I woke up because I thought this one was like an hour later than it actually was. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm ready. I think tech is ready too, so let's just hop right in 3, 2, 1, go. So Touhou is a shoot 'em up, which basically means you take on enemies and they're gonna throw a lot of bullets at you, or just anything really, but you have to dodge. But Touhou also has stages. Touhou has 6 stages, and stage 1 is, as you can see right now, they're not shooting anything at me. This is just the first wave of the first stage. But they're gonna start shooting soon, as you can see. I almost ran right into that. Need to be really careful here what I do, because as I just woke up. Touhou is separated into stages and bosses, and stages can also have mid-bosses. This is the mid-boss of stage 1. She's Rumia, and she has like the first kind of like wave-based attack. This is what we call a non-spell. And the reason we call it a non-spell is because these are spell cards. This is the first spell card of the entire game. When the background changes like that, that's like the special attacks of bosses and stuff. Now, while I'm trying to take out all of these enemies here, I'm also trying to collect a lot of these red power items, as you may have noticed. These are power, and I want as much power as possible. While this is more a challenge run, because you can't really speedrun the stages, I do want a lot of power, because the more power I have, the faster I can take down Rumia in stage 1. And you can actually save time on the bosses. In stages, you cannot save time, unfortunately. So, treat this more as a challenge run. We're gonna see how many times we die. And that's the stage portion of stage 1 complete. So now here comes Rumia again. She's also the main boss. In the earlier games, a lot of the bosses are also the main bosses. Alright, this spell card here is super simple. A lot of attacks in Touhou are directed at you. As you can see, these bullets were aimed straight at me. And so if I just stay at the bottom and then just tap to the side, I can just dodge all of them, and that's the safe strategy. Normally, if I was going for maximum speedrun, sorry, just woke up. If I was going for the absolute fastest time I could, I would actually try to go higher up and stay closer to her. But more recently, I've treated Marathon Showcase of this as more of a challenge run, trying to actually not die as much, rather than stay like, you know, like 10 seconds or so, because I think this game is a great survival showcase. And if you think stage 1 was hard, it's gonna get more interesting. Also, I've just realized I do not have chat open, so if there's any questions from chat, I'd love if our host could relay them for me. If that's okay with you, Tainted Tally.
That is totally okay. Chat, you heard him. Get those questions in, and I'll make sure to read them out.
But yeah, for those who've just joined in, we are playing this on hard difficulty. Hard difficulty is the second hardest difficulty in any Touhou game. There's also lunatic difficulty, which is... I've been trying to get a lunatic no-bomb run since a long while now, but it's not been going too well. It's not, it was a goal for me for a long while, but I've recently kind of given up on it. Unfortunately, just not good enough yet. So I've been sticking to hard no-bomb. Which is funny, because I just said these enemies can also give you bombs. The reason you also saw a little pause there is because the mid-boss there, the fairy we took out there, is it's what I like to call a time, like, insensitive mid-boss, or like static mid-boss. The stage portion after that is not linked to when you when you take out the mid-boss, but it's completely static, which basically means if you wait longer on the mid-boss, if you take longer to take out the mid-boss, it's gonna drop you into a later portion of the second part of the stage, which it's actually something we're going to be using in stage 5. But first of all, I'm going to use a little visual alignment here on the right side of the GUI, position myself right above Cerno, the boss, and use a safe spot. The bullets essentially just shoot around me there, because they don't spawn at one. They don't spawn at one point. They spawn all around me, in like kind of like a circle around me. And better if you stay right above Cerno, then that's the safest way to handle her first attack. Speaking of safe ways, I need to find a safe way to handle that spell card. That is a little bit dangerous. Hopefully we don't die in Sterno. Normally the first death I get is on stage 3, which has a couple portions where there's like kind of like a 20-30% chance, and when you add all of these up, I usually die once on stage 3. I don't like how I got... I really don't like how I got pushed against the wall there, but I found my way through these bullets. So this gimmick of the spell card here is that you shoots all of these random bullets and then freezes them. Shoots either a targeted or a mistargeted wave at you. So this was a mistargeted. It was targeted around me instead of directly at me. And then she unfreezes the bullets. And this is just a I guess we call it a spam card. She just spams bullets at you, and you just hope you don't get walled or anything. But Sterno is relatively straightforward. Alright, still no death, which is pretty good. Stage 3, the start of it is super chill, so if there's any donations here, then this is a great time to read them off.
Well, we can always remind everyone that we are here raising money for Save the Children, after all, which is an absolute wonderful charity. And if, supporting charity isn't good enough for you, there's plenty of bid wars that are available to you as well. If you go into the donation page, I believe you can see all of them if you want to see, all of the options that you have available to you. But I can sum up just a few. We have Fire Emblem 3 Houses coming up in just a little bit, where you can change the file name for the run. Currently, there's no donations in at all for this incentive, so please... if you want to change your file name, you don't need a whole lot of money to put behind it to get to pick.
That sounds like an awesome choice. I actually forgot, because I had Touhou scheduled for 2 marathons. Was this the event where I had an extra stage incentive?
There is no incentive for this right now.
Okay, good. My bad, man. So, as I said, I woke up literally 20 minutes before this run started, so...
You were doing great for having just woken up.
Yeah, that's... I'm surprised myself that I haven't died yet. Normally when I hop into a run with no practice, I usually die in, like, stage 2. Alright, here's Mei Ling. She's the mid-boss and both the boss again. She also drops a 1-up, which we might desperately need. We also, you may have noticed, we got a 1-up earlier, by... It looked maybe random, but it's actually tied to score in the top right. So if you get 10 million score, and 20 million score, 40 million score, and 60 million score, you get a 1-up. So you will get 4 1-ups over the course of the game based on score. And also the mid-boss of stage 3, so Mei Ling, and mid-boss of stage 5, Sakia, will drop a 1-up. So you will have a total of 6 1-ups, and you start with 2 lives. So over the course of the run, I can die 8 times, which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't in a game like this. Oh, that was a wall coming at me, and I saw the little tiny gap coming at me at your right side. This is now the main boss part of the game of Mei Ling's stage 3, and I like this card a lot visually. Like, this is kind of simple, you just gonna dodge left and right, but I really like the way this card looks. I don't know why, it's my favorite visual card. Alright, a little bit of RNG here, let's hope. Unfortunately not the way I want. Oh, I thought I was on the right side of that knife boy. Okay, that's our first step. Now, the advantage of that, I will have to focus here for just a moment. The advantage of that is... This is not good. This is really not good. Okay, We should be good. I will talk about the advantage of that very shortly, but apologies. Okay, good, we're good here. The advantage of that is that dying resets my rank, which basically means the longer you survive in this game, the higher your rank goes. It's just a variable that the game keeps track internally. And the higher it goes, the more difficult the patterns become. Bullets get faster, more bullets can get spawned in some cases. And that's why you saw that pattern to be that slow. That's why the bullets on that card, the blue bullets on that card right before I died moved so slow. That card normally is a guaranteed death for me, but because I died right before it was fine. And that effect lasts on for around half a stage. So now we're maybe, if I had to guess, maybe back at halfway back our original rank. The rank factor goes from 16 to 32. And if I had to guess, we're around like 24 now.
Do you have time for a question from chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Because Rico's asking if, have you learned these patterns, or is it still more like a guessing and kind of adapting to what is in front of you?
That depends on the pattern. For example, this pattern that just came from me at the start, that's... give me a second, I messed up here for a second. Okay, we're good. That really just depends on the pattern. Like this pattern, for example, is a completely static. The bullets are directed straight at me, so I just have to like tap to the side. And this pattern here, I know when the fairies spawn in. I know that when I take them out, they clear our bullets on screen. But there are patterns where there's lots of RNG to them, where like you really have to adapt to the pattern. This is one of them. This is where I have to focus. This is called Green Books. And I die immediately. That's unfortunate. I misjudged my hitbox there. Green Books is the hardest pattern in the game. I was hoping I could the second hardest on Lunatic. It's the hardest. I was hoping I could survive a little bit longer on there, but unfortunately, 2 deaths at this point. But yeah, patterns change based on difficulty, so what you learn in one difficulty really doesn't apply to another. There are some similarities between... Also, that was our 1 up for 40 billion score. That sound you just heard. Just one moment. Just making sure I don't run into this blue bullet, or don't move to get overrun by these blue bullets, because these are directed at me. So I just have to tap again. Slightly to the side, while positioning myself so I don't get ran over by the lasers. But yeah, there are some similarities between all the difficulties. Oh, that's not good, that's not good. I am supposed to wait out. Okay, saved it. I was able to misdirect the pattern to one side. I'm supposed to wait there like I did on that fair, because I'm supposed to get that free screen clear to take out all the bullets that were coming at me there. That was close. Alright, this is again just memorization. This is again one of the things where you really just have to know what's coming at you. Stages tend to be like that, but bosses tend to have a little bit more, what's the word, dynamic patterns to them. Oh god! That is a little bit closer than I expected, but managed to kind of like squeeze by the side there to not get it. Alright, here's Patchiola. We're gonna do a little bit of a speedrun strat here. We're gonna stay right below her. Get a lot of damage in. Because I know there's a little bit of a safe spot for the lasers there. The lasers have a little bit of a... What is the word? Lenient hitbox. I guess that's the way to put it. They have a very lenient hitbox. So do a lot of the bullets, actually. Your hitbox in this game is very small, and so are the hitboxes of the bullets. So everything is kind of like just a couple pixels, aside from like the big blue bullets here, if that makes sense. But also you can kind of like stay in like the white outline of these, for example, these big, the big blue bullets. Sorry, I just had to focus there for a second. So it's really just about knowing how big the hitboxes are, where you can squeeze through all of that. That's really the learning process of this game, and obviously being very aware of your surroundings. All right, for example, right there, I had to misdirect the bullets to the side. This is not a great situation. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I got pushed to the side there. All right, 3 deaths so far, which is not good for this part of the game. So we may need to continue. But I've said that before and then I perfected stage 6, so who knows.
I can tell you that chat is definitely impressed by your skill so far.
I mean, this is one of these games where it really looks overwhelming when you've never played it with. It's kind of like a rhythm game in that sense, right? For those who've seen Osu or Oz before, right? It's kind of like that, where it's a great showcase run. Now, because I died again, for those who just joined in, I mentioned rank earlier in the run. Because I died, my rank got reset again, so everything is kind of a little bit slower, allows me to recover from my mistake. Unfortunately, not on this pattern, because this pattern's difficulty is not the amount of bullets, but the confusing visual part of the bullets. So I've died on that spell card a lot, but I captured it this time. Capturing that in the sense means that you do it without dying and without using a bomb. And because this is no bomb, well, that's kind of built in. Right, and that is Pachildi. We're up to stage 5, and the start of stage 5 has a great strategy to it. You may see I just moved to the top left here, and that is intentional, because these bullets are directed at us. So the fairy starts coming in from the middle, and then the second wave comes from the side, so I just go back to the middle, and then just dodge down again. So I like to call this like the biggest cheese in the entire game, because you avoid being down there, because what the game intends you to be doing is dodge that wave, and then stay down there. You want to be down there? No. I don't want to be down there. Alright, more directed bullets, but this time you gotta know what you're doing, because if you move too early, you can really mess up that pattern, and you... Oh, that was a mistake. I tried to go squeeze in a little gap, but I misjudged how fast the bullet was moving to the side, so I tried to move down right. But what I really should have done is just move down, factoring in the movement of that big wall coming at me. So we're up to 4 deaths now. We have 4 more deaths to go in 2 stages still. We should be good. This is for those who've missed this the stage 2 explanation. This is the second part of the stage is time insensitive to the mid boss, so I can actually take my time here and skip that portion of the stage, not have to deal with it. Because that portion of the stage is really difficult, this is actually preferred to doing the portion after the stage. Alright, just gotta do this pattern quickly. And I'm totally fine with, this taking a while. And normally there's supposed to be a big wave of, like, spam bullets and everything on there. But because we, took our time on the mid-boss, we just skipped straight to this part. So we didn't lose any time there. Alright, here's Sakia. This is what I practiced right before the run, so let's hope it goes wrong. Sakia's non-cards are actually the harder parts of her attacks. She has a lot of these wall-based non-spell attacks, and they can really quickly overwhelm you. It's more about reading her cards than actually like reacting. You gotta read in advance and prepare yourself. This card on its own is just on hard difficulty. It's a breeze actually. It's kind of easier than the normal difficulty. There are some parts like that, which it's kind of just a warm up for this. This is her, I would say, her hardest attack, because all the waves stack up here, and you gotta find your way. You gotta find that one opening. which so far is going well. Okay, I should not be saying anything. 5 deaths so far. Alright, I'm gonna go for the safe start here. Normally I stay right down and risk it, but I'm gonna go, because I already died 5 times, I'm gonna redirect the bullet to the side. Like that, because they spawn around you. And that saves me the death there, in case I mess up. Alright, our final non-spell card, and then we're up to one more spell card, and then it's stage 6 time. Oh, I don't like that. There's close wall there. If she moves while firing the bullets on her final long card attack, it can be very, very overwhelming. This is not a good position to be in. Woohoo! That was extremely close. So I just had to focus up on a little bit. Alright, Killing Goal Capture. That's the name of that spell card, Killing Goal. Sakia's gimmick is kind of like, I think she controls dolls and knives or something like that in the lore. I don't know much about the lore. Touhou's lore is, it's big, but it's very inconsistent. Alright, this is final stage, so just, I believe I should be giving a warning here. We should be good, we should be finishing this run in about, sorry, one moment. Okay, we should be finishing this run in about, like, 3-4 minutes or so. Actually, funnily enough, I don't know how long exactly stage 6 takes. I've never timed it. I've just been doing survival runs always, and if I'm using, like, splits or stuff like that. When I learn something, this is, by the way, I guess after Spark I will do a quick speedrunner's mentality after this, because this is a little bit hard. Cool. When you learn something in speedrunning or challenge runs or whatever, what I would recommend is don't track yourself for the first like month or so. I've recently learned Superliminal, and I found out that not using live split or any of that really helped me progress. So that's my speedrunner mentality tip right there. Alright, we're on Remilia. She's the final boss of the game. She is pretty much the reason the incident occurred. She essentially covered the world in a red mist and made everyone sick just so she can go outside because she's a vampire. I mean, relatable, but no. Story Remilia, humans want to go outside too. And because of the exponential difficulty nature of the game, she is the hardest boss. She has the hardest spell cards, hardest attacks, but there are also some you can still easily cheese, like that non-spell attack right there. But this is where really difficulty ramps up, and this is one of the cards I like to die on. But we should be good. Yeah, we should be good. It's really a matter of these tiny gaps on that spell card and hoping the wave of knives, these little knife trains, I guess, knife trains, don't mess you up. This card here is all about walls, I've noticed. So this card can throw if you look to the side, there are sometimes like walls. If you look on the left of the screen right now, there's like a big wall, and you just hope you don't get a wall like that flung in your direction. It's very RNG based. But luckily we got lucky. Alright, this is a card I can actually two-cycle. This is where you can save a lot of time if you're going for maximum time. Unfortunately, I am not getting that. You can actually skip this upcoming cycle here. If her position is good and your position is good. 2 spell cards to go. Scarlet Meister, hardest spell card in the game, pretty much. And you may soon notice why. She throws massive amounts of bullets. These are all have a random element to them, and you have to constantly redirect yourself so you can't get a lot of damage in, so this card is really long on top of that. I may actually be timing out the spell card. No, I'm not. Okay, we're good. Captured Scarlet Meister, I always take that. I'm actually on pace to perfect stage 6. Remember doing stage 4 when I said, oh, you know, I'll die 5 times and then perfect stage 6. That's just me sometimes. But this is the final card, so do get ready on time. Once her... Remember, every time I say something, something happens. Alright, no perfect stage 6, but we're good. I will take a 6 death in a marathon when I've just woken up like 20 minutes before the run. But yeah, once her health bar goes to 0 and she explodes in a fiery ball of flames, that's it. That's gonna be time at that point. Oh yeah, I never said where the health bar is. You know, entire run I spent and I never said where the health bar is. If you look at the top of the screen, that's like a tiny bar next to the enemy line. It's all the way at the top of the screen, and that decreases. Funny, I managed to go for the entire run time. Sorry, I managed to go for the entire run without mentioning where the health bar is, so that's funny. But yeah, that's time. That's the run. That's Touhou 6 Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. I will have to game capture, because you are, by wish of the creator, you're not supposed to be showing the endings of the game. Because all the endings are customized to the character, and that's just a wish by the creator. But you can show the credits. I guess I don't have much to say. I don't really stream much anymore, so I just do my marathon runs at this point. If you're looking to learn this game, this is one of these games where I would help if I actually click in the game so the credits start scrolling. Amazing. If you're looking to learn this game and other Touhou games, this is Touhou 6 is a part of a massive series of Touhou games. It goes up to Touhou 18 nowadays, so you have a huge variety of games to choose from. And if you're looking to learn Touhou, you really just have to play. There is really no guide to learning Touhou. It's just all about playing the games, and I would heavily recommend it. Touhou is an amazing shmup game, shoot 'em up game, bullet hell game, whatever you want to call it. And then once you have a basic understanding of the game, then it's just all about like pattern recognition, learning patterns, and soon enough you find yourself clearing hard on with no bombs. But yeah, if there's anything else Tainted Tally wants to say, and then we can head to the next one. I don't even know what the next run is. I'm completely unprepared for this. I'm sorry.
That is why you have me here, so that is totally okay. But I just want to say, I respect the 6 deaths for Touhou 6. That was on purpose, right?
My best, if I may interrupt for just a moment, my best.
Go ahead.
2 deaths. 2 deaths.
Oh.
2 deaths.
That is good. Yeah, go show some love to George in chat, please. And coming up next, we have Frogun, who is going to be run by the Hellforge. So, we will take a quick break to get set up for that. But, do go somewhere in the meantime. I know people usually say don't go anywhere. So do go somewhere. Go and stretch and then come back. And we will have more speedrun content for you. Thank you so much for tuning in so far.